these ladies, and I'm a WNBA fan.
It's been a good season.
They cannot have fucked this Caitlin Clark thing up any worse.
Charles Barkley just sent shockwaves through the WNBA, demanding Sheryl Swoops be fired immediately. But this isn't just about protecting Caitlin Clark, it's about the future of the league. Barkley's explosive outburst hints at a deeper battle brewing in the WNBA. The clash between legendary veterans like Swoopes and the new generation of stars like Clark. But why is Barkley so fired up? What's really going on behind the scenes? And how could this confrontation change the WNBA forever?
Any worse if they tried. If you got people in a room, if you got a bunch of dudes in a room and says, let's fuck up the WNBA, we couldn't have came up a master plan what these women have done.
Swoopes has been publicly taking shots at Clark, but Barkley's not having it. To him, it's more than just veteran criticism. He sees it as a dangerous move that could fracture the WNBA's future. Barkley believes Swoopes is going after one of the league's rising stars, and that this feud between the old guard and new generation could put everything at risk. As a Hall of Famer who's seen it all, Barkley knows how much is riding on the WNBA's growth, and he's not willing to let Swoopes' attacks go unchecked.
Women have done... This girl is incredible. What she did in college for women's basketball, what she's doing in the WNBA.
She turned the Fever, we're 1-8.
Can you believe how heated this has become?
And for these women to have this petty jealousness, you say to yourself, damn, what is going on here? And
well, you got accused of that stuff too, with the older players being resentful of the new generation.
The WNBA is at a critical crossroads, and the pressure is mounting. On one side, you have legends like Sheryl Swoops, who have been the backbone of the league from its inception. On the other, rising stars like Caitlin Clark are revitalizing the sport, attracting new fans, and securing big-name sponsorships from companies like Nike and Gatorade. The stakes are enormous. If the WNBA mishandles this situation, they risk losing a substantial fan base, crucial sponsorships, and potentially the next generation of basketball talent. The clock is ticking, and with the entire basketball world watching, the big question is, how will the WNBA navigate this critical moment, and what will Caitlin Clark do next?
But the stuff toward her is petty and jealous. And the thing I love about her, she never says a word. And now, when I watch her, two things I like. She's playing much faster.
While the WNBA is still grappling with its next move, Caitlin Clark is rewriting the playbook and leaving Jaws on the floor. After a rough 1-8 start with the Fever, Clark didn't just turn things around. She orchestrated a remarkable comeback that has stunned everyone in the league. So, what's her secret? Is it her tireless work ethic, a revolutionary game plan, or an unmatched talent? Whatever it is, Clark's extraordinary performance is not only elevating her team, but also reshaping how the Fever are perceived. Meanwhile, some WNBA veterans are starting to sweat, as Clark's rise challenges their dominance and forces them to reconsider their own legacies. The league is watching closely as this new star continues to make waves.
She got rest, the schedule not as demanding, and now you're seeing Caitlin Clark. And for everybody who talked about, she's just a shooter, she's already set the all-time rookie assist record.
Let's talk numbers, because Caitlin Clark's are off the charts. She's averaging 25 points per game this season, an extraordinary feat that's putting her right in the Rookie of the Year conversation. To put it into perspective, only a handful of rookies in WNBA history have posted such impressive stats in their debut seasons. But here's where it gets even wilder.
And she's played incredibly well. They've played incredibly well. And I know we want to make this the Rookie of the Year debate. Angel Reese is a wonderful player. She just had 20 rebounds. She's a double-double, guaranteed. Absolutely. But anybody who tries to sell you on this is selling you on something to get clicks. That's all this is. This is a phenomenon. Caitlin Clark is a phenomenon. And if I said to any of these people who think Caitlin Clark is not the Rookie of the Year, I'd say, who would you want to start your franchise with?
She's not just winning games, she's winning fans in droves. Ticket sales have jumped by 20%, and TV ratings are reaching new heights. Women's basketball is suddenly the hot topic everywhere you look. And guess who's paying attention? Charles Barkley. He's made his stance clear with a sharp comment. These ladies could not have ruined this Caitlin Clark thing any worse if they tried.
Game. She's starting to see now, if I play faster and give it to them sooner, so that tells us she's really smart. But these ladies, who I love and respect their game, they couldn't have fucked this thing up any worse. Because we have talked, and talking about Asia. Asia Will's the best woman player in the world right now. She's incredible. Connecticut Sun's having a great year. The Minnesota Lynx is having a great year. But there's been so much negativity, and a lot of it is just petty jealousness.
Take that game against the Chicago Sky. Caitlin Clark didn't just play well. She exploded for a career-high 31 points, leaving everyone in awe. Imagine being a WNBA veteran and witnessing a rookie effortlessly drop 31 points on you. It's more than just impressive. It's a game changer. This performance isn't merely about raw talent. It's about making a powerful impact that shifts perceptions and sets a new standard. Clark's explosive showing against the Sky is a clear signal that she's not just entering the league, she's redefining it. But here's where things get complicated. Not everyone is thrilled about Caitlin Clark's rapid rise. Some WNBA veterans are feeling the pressure as this rookie transforms the game. They're uneasy because Clark's impact isn't just about her impressive skills, it's her remarkable adaptability. Charles Barkley has pointed out that her ability to play at a faster pace and trust her teammates is a key part of her success. Clark isn't just skilled, she's strategically smart, and that's what's shaking up the league and making veterans nervous.
Love about her, she never says a word. Caitlin is learning that now, like, oh, I can trust her, I can trust her, I can trust her, I can trust her. I tell people, that's why I said earlier about the Olympics. Man, when the game is so easy when you play with better players. The game is only hard when you play with guys who suck. Like, because everybody is looking at you.
So, what does all this mean for the WNBA? It's clear. Caitlin Clark is reshaping the league both on and off the court. She's drawing in new fans, raising the bar for performance, and challenging everyone in the league to elevate their game. However, change isn't always welcomed with open arms. The resistance is building as the established players and league insiders grapple with this seismic shift. The resulting drama is intensifying, setting up a high-stakes showdown that could determine the future of the WNBA.
What Caitlin Clark brings to the table. Here's what I want y'all to know about some of the stats involving her. Average attendance in the 33 games Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever have played this season is at 15,746. That leads the WNBA, okay? Average attendance of WNBA games not involving Caitlin Clark is 8,409. So games that Caitlin Clark plays are averaging 85% more than non-Caitlin Clark games. There's no excuse to have resentment towards her. And see, we don't want to address the big elephant in the room, but we ain't gonna run from it today because Sheryl Swoops made news. Now, she made news last week when she sat up there and was applauding Indiana Fever players, but then forgot to mention Caitlin Clark. She jumped all in my ass because I sat up there and said, hey, how you gonna ignore Caitlin Clark?
The drama is heating up, and it's not confined to the court. Sheryl Swoops, the legendary WNBA icon, has recently made headlines, not for her game, but for her controversial comments about Caitlin Clark. Swoops' remarks have caused a stir, and they've ignited a passionate response from Charles Barkley. What exactly did Swoops say that has Barkley so fired up? And why is this feud creating such a buzz?
I think the Olympic break really helped Indiana. I'm going to shout out to Lexi Hall. I'm a big Lexi Hall fan. Lexi Hall shot the leather off the ball in their game against Seattle. Kelsey Mitchell is just stroking. She is just shooting the basketball. Aaliyah Boston, almost a triple-double. If Indiana continues to play the way they're playing like this, they too are going to move up in the standings.
You heard that right. A WNBA icon is calling out the league's brightest new star. Sheryl Swoops, a legend whose name is synonymous with WNBA greatness, has come under fire for questioning Caitlin Clark's legitimacy. Swoops dropped a bombshell, suggesting that Clark's achievements are questionable simply because she's in her 5th year of play. This harsh critique is striking, especially considering Clark's role in energizing the league and attracting new fans. It's a bold and controversial stance that not only challenges Clark's rising star, but also sparks a heated debate about the legitimacy and future direction of the WNBA.
This isn't just for Caitlin, but you asked me about Caitlin. If you're going to break a record, to me, if it's legitimate, you have to break that record in the same amount of time that that player set it.
Okay.
Here's where things get truly explosive. Charles Barkley, the NBA legend himself, has entered the fray with a bang. He's not just taking sides, he's demanding that Sheryl Swoops be removed from broadcasting roles. Barkley argues that Swoops' critical remarks about Caitlin Clark are more than just unwarranted. They're potentially destructive. In his own words, "You can't let this kind of jealousy jeopardize the future of a star like Clark, who's bringing a fresh wave of attention and excitement to the WNBA." Barkley's intervention adds a dramatic twist to the controversy, raising the stakes and spotlighting the intense division within the basketball world.
But it's interesting. You guys want my opinion on it, and my opinion on it is I don't give a rat's ass. If I'm really going to be honest, I'm going to give it to you, and I'm going to give it to you. Well, I'm going to give it to you with a damn opinion about it, too. Crazy OG, crazy coach, fired because she was abusive. Sheryl Swoops, one of the OGs of the WNBA, and when you look at her or hear her talk, you understand why the WNBA never took off during Sheryl.
So, is this just a case of sour grapes, or is there something more to it? The WNBA and Nancy Lieberman seem to think Barkley's concerns are hitting a nerve. In a dramatic move, they've pulled Sheryl Swoops from the broadcast of the Fever's game against the Dallas Wings. Why? Because there are serious concerns about her possible bias against Caitlin Clark. This is a major statement. The league is essentially saying they have doubts about one of their greatest legends being fair and impartial when discussing their brightest new star. It's not just a minor tweak. It's a clear signal that the WNBA is taking sides in this high-stakes drama. The league's decision could reshape how we view the clash between old legends and new talent, making it a turning point in this unfolding saga.
As you and I have discussed that, there was this quote by Sheryl that said, Caitlin was, 25 years old. She was, however old, 24 years old. She was a fifth-year senior. Right. She was taking 40 shots a game. Her records were illegitimate. And I got off the treadmill and I called her as a friend. And I said, you can say whatever you want. You can have your own opinion about anybody. But you do have to get the statistics right. I mean, facts matter. And if you just get ahead of this and just say, hey, I made a mistake on my numbers, then this thing is over and everybody respects you for your opinion. And, you might like Boston, I might like the Yankees. It's okay to have difference of opinions. Well, she got upset with me on the phone and I was like, Sheryl, I'm not doing anything to hurt you. I'm just sharing. We're talking. And so our relationship...
Sheryl Swoops told Nancy Lieberman, "What I do know didn't happen was a phone call from her." Nancy Lieberman decided she was going to be upset. But why is Swoops, a three-time WNBA MVP, targeting Caitlin Clark? Charles Barkley believes it's all about petty jealousy. According to Barkley, Swoops feels threatened by Clark's rapid rise and the attention she's bringing to the league. Is Barkley right? Is Swoops really struggling with the spotlight that Clark's success is stealing?
And we can agree to disagree.
And we're gonna do the show
and we're gonna be straight. But the fact that the relationship was severed because there was a difference in opinion,
strong to begin with.
despite the facts not being correct, basically what Miss Nancy was saying. But that's unfortunate because there have been so many situations where this always happens when it comes to women. I hear these stories all the time. Just in this case, the topic has to be Sheryl Swoops saying something about Caitlin Clark and not wanting to take accountability as well, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Here's where it gets really intriguing. The WNBA's move to replace Sheryl Swoops with Ron Thulin and Nancy Lieberman for the broadcast is a bold statement. It's not just about backing Caitlin Clark. It's about defending the future of the league. For young players watching, this action says that the league is committed to supporting new talent and won't let past legends undermine the next generation. This isn't just a broadcast change. It's a message that the future of the WNBA is a top priority.
Are bigoted and jealous. Grumpy Swoopes is the worst. Instead of riding Clark to relevance, she's riding Clark to career suicide. The former WNBA star turned broadcaster has talked her way off the Clark gravy train. The league removed Grumpy from the broadcast of Sunday's Indiana-Dallas game. Swoopes is so filled with jealousy, she can't be trusted to call Clark's games in a fair manner. Nancy Lieberman replaced Swoopes and immediately called BS on the contrived Clark-Reese rookie battle.
On her back, took a program from nothing to a multiple-year success story? Is it because she would go on to break the entire points records in the history of the NCAA? Not just the women's record by Kelsey Plum, shout out, but also Pistol Pete Maravich's, the dude's record as well. Is there a chance that people just enjoy watching her play basketball because how electrifying she is, what she did, what she stood for, how she...
Now the WNBA finds itself in a tight spot. They need to strike a balance between honoring their legends and backing their emerging stars. It's no longer just about Swoopes and Clark. It's about the future of women's basketball as a whole. How the league navigates this situation could shape its direction for years to come.
And a defensive player.
Real deal.
She's great. Maya Moore, Stewie. All of these women were more accomplished college players than Caitlin Clark. But there's a reason why you had a record watching the WNBA draft. There's a reason why the record attendance. There's a reason why jersey sales and ticket sales are up. Instead of trying to be dismissive of the role that she's playing and try to say, well, y'all not talking about it. Well, come on.
You women out there, y'all petty, man. Hey, LeBron, you're 100% right on these girls hating on Caitlin Clark. Y'all petty, girls. I expect men to be petty because we're the most insecure group in the world.
Oh, you are.
Y'all should be thanking that girl for getting y'all ass private charters, all the money and visibility she bringing to the WNBA. Don't be petty like dudes. Listen, what she's accomplished, give her flowers. Stop being petty, all you women out there. She got y'all ass charters. She bringing all y'all this money to the table, but y'all being petty like...
The WNBA's next moves will be crucial in defining the future of women's basketball. Will they successfully balance legacy and innovation, or will this controversy reshape the league? Stay tuned to see how this drama unfolds. And don't forget to subscribe for the latest updates and in-depth analysis on all things WNBA.